Why is that side not listening? What's going on? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Happy 1 million followers, right? So awesome. We are 1 million strong. Oh man, those hairs are not cooperating. Hello, how are you? Happy Sunday. I got to do up my mustache before I go into town. So I thought, what better way than to get on to TikTok and do a live with my leather lung coffee scented mustache wax. So I use a lot of mediums. Whoop! I use a lot of mediums here lately. Hello, Romania. I use a lot of mediums here lately because that way I don't have to run a hair dryer on it. I can just scrape it out. There are some strongs that I can scrape out and get into my mustache without an external heat source. But today I thought I'd get this awesome coffee scented medium wax and put it in. Well, it's a little fuzzy today. I did trim off just a little bit off of the ends. I kept seeing where a couple little hairs were sticking out. And they just did whatever they wanted. So today I was like, let me snip it off. So happy Sunday. How do I eat soup with that thing? With a spoon, or I drink it with a straw? No, I can part it like this and just lift the soup and drink it. So I typically don't have too many problems. What's going on? Thank you so much for the roses. All right, so the mustache is clean and dry. No beard oils or beard balms. Mustache wax is oil soluble. Today I am using Leather Lung Coffee Medium Hold Mustache Wax. So most of the directions, what to tell you is scrape some out, rub it between your fingers, start right here in the middle and go out. Do I ever twist it? I used to twist it a long time ago. I would twist it like this, but what I found is it put a lot of tension right there. And if I needed to run a comb through, it was a little hard to get the comb through without pulling hairs. Beard dye and that old gray hair. Well, the beard's temporary. Just scraping out a little bit. Show you it comes right out of the tin. And if you listen to that, that's pretty firm at room temperature. And this is what it looks like when you scrape it out, right? You just put it between the fingers, give it a squeeze. As you can see, it's sticky and tacky. So you just rub it right there between your fingers, heating it up, coating your fingers, right? Now watch this. I'm going to start on this side. Go from the middle. I'm going to look in the mirror while you guys watch. Start applying it. And look at that. It's already pretty much come off the finger. So it's transferred to here. Now, They state, most of the mustache wax makers, that you start here in the middle, and I try to go back there every single time because as you breathe, it's going to soften it up. What does it look like when I wake up? It looks kind of crazy like this. I'm at 43 months with 5 major trims, taking off 13.5 inches off of each side. Do you have any questions on mustache? Is there any beard oil brands you recommend? There's a lot of different ones out there that make great stuff. What you want to look for is 7 to 9 different oils. That will give you the best cover on your facial hair. I used Whiskey and Lace today. This is really good. I have some from Beard Brothers products. This is really good. And then some of them have different scents. You can have coffee and whiskey and apples and coffee scented. There's so many variations out there. So let me see. Oh, how do you get it perfect? It takes a lot of practice rubbing between my fingers. You can see I coated my fingers going right back here under the nose, and I'm trying to put some tension on it. And what I'm doing is I'm applying the wax and trying to keep the hairs aligned, if you can see that, and I'm putting it in and giving tension towards my shoulder. Now, if you've seen some of my videos, you'll see that every now and then I go like that. And what that is I'm making sure that I don't have any hairs that I shouldn't from too far down here Because if I open my mouth and there's tension, I'll feel it. And then I need to get those hairs out. That's one of the things I had to do. Do you use wax and beard oil at the same time? No, wax is oil soluble. So if I put oil into the mustache and I start putting wax in, it's never going to firm up. It'll stay mushy, especially if you want to do, some cool styles. Always wipe off your fingers. My cat is barking at me. What? Why did you grow the beard? Just to have the mustache? Just curious. So I've said this before, like if you're trying to grow a mustache and you've never done it before, grow a beard. Why do I say that? Because if you're just trying to grow the mustache, right, you're going to try to go around and clean it up when you shave, and you might get in here and take hairs out that you don't know you need at, say, month 6 or month 9 or a year mark or 2 years. So I'm at 43 months. I have trimmed it 5 major times, taking off 13.5 inches off of each side. So now I'm going to do the third pass. Okay, you can see I've added no additional heat. Scrape it out. And I use more than what's recommended. When you start, you might want to start with, they say a pea size, right? So something about that much, right? But I've got a big mustache. I've been doing this a while, so I do about 1.5 to 2 times that size for the most part. Right here in the middle. And I'm not worried about it looking real pretty right now. What I'm trying to do is get it in the hairs. I'm trying to get the hairs coated. Grab some of these loose hairs. Like I got this guy here that always wants to play hack. When I get the beard off at the end of this month, I may go around and trim up some of these hairs. Because it can cause a little bit of problems. But you can see, look at that. It's already transferred from my fingers onto the mustache. Now, this is what I call the pinch and slide, right? I rotate mine vertically so that it looks better from the front, right? Because if I did it horizontally like this, it would look cool like that. But like this, it would look really thin, right? So I tend to do it like this. And I could make it into, say, a Hungarian. One of the other things I do is I typically will point it back towards my ear just a little bit. And the reason is you can see on this side, it's already trying to tilt forward. While it was a little bit damp, I blow dried it and brushed it back towards my ear. That's the first step in trying to train it so that it counters it tilting forward. If I do nothing with my mustache, it will actually come around to the front. See how it's tilting forward? Mine will come around the front like this, and it looks kind of silly. So that's one of the reasons I do that with a blow dryer. And then putting the wax in, definitely it gets it up and away from my mouth. I've been doing that lately. Look at that. Grabbing hair from the wrong side. I mean, it's not perfectly parted. I'm kind of like guessing. Now, if I comb it like this, it'll turn it forward, right? If I take my comb, which I got from Pain Train, and I do that, it typically will take it back, right? Yeah, this is a cool Pain Train Chicago mustache comb. Fits right in your pocket. I have so many combs. They're really, really nice. Each one of them is just a little bit different. This is from Savvy Jack. Oh, thank you so much. This is also from Savvy Jack. It's wood. If you're using like a cheap plastic comb, like something you'd find in like a haircut kit, and you're running it through, you could be generating static electricity. It's not that it's bad, but then the hairs are just going to kind of do crazy things. Any opinions on the best oil to use? Thank you. What I would say is look for a beard oil, right, that has 7 to 9 different oils in it, okay? And some of them come with like JoJo, I can never think of the name. Argan oil, avocado oil, hemp seed oil, tea tree oil, coconut oil. There's so many different oils. So you want premium oils, essential oils, and carrier oils, right? So between 7 and 9. The reason is if this is the hair follicle and you say just coconut oil, it's only going to gather on one spot on the hair, right? When you're using multiple oils, it will coat the hair, and it's really good for the skin. Start using a beard oil the day you shave, and it really helps. Jojoba oil, yeah. Blah, blah, blah. But the beard oils can help soothe the skin and stop that that stubble itch. How often do I lose hairs? Almost every time I style. It's a daily thing. Losing hair is part of the process. It's a shedding process. There we go. See that? I just got one out right there. I get long ones, I get short ones, but it's okay. The average mustache has about 600 hairs. So if you lose a couple, it's all right. Do you have your own beard oil brand, and do they have 7 oils? I do not, but pretty much any company that you'll see through my drum page, right? My drum page has a lot of the links of companies I represent, and I have discount codes. I've used their products, and all of their products tend to have multiple oils in them. Hello, Ukraine. Awesome, man. Fellow beardsmen to another. Cheers. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, this is for a collaborative video shoot I'm doing at the end of this month before the competition I have in Fredericksburg, Virginia, where I'll have to take the beard off. But I'm going to go up, and they want to do a video shoot in a barber's chair where the beard comes off, the hair gets cut, right? It's a little long. And then when that's done, I think I'm going to do an ASMR shave with their products. And then I've got to get ready, drive down to Fredericksburg, Virginia. What's going on, Roastmaster? Drive down to Fredericksburg, Virginia, September 3rd with, everything done up so I can compete. Last year, I won first place for mustache and then best in show. The stash is no good. That's right, stashes. Mustaches are not for everybody, and I totally understand that. You don't have to like it. I like it. It's definitely something that grabs the attention and generally will spark some type of conversation. Buffalo, New York. I've been there a couple times. Been up that way. Went to Buffalo, go to Syracuse a couple times. My older daughter is currently enrolled at Syracuse University. And even though I gave her a shirt, I don't think she wants to wear it. Like, my old man, people are going to be saying, your dad's on TikTok? So, like, yeah. She's like, yeah, most of my friends follow you. I'm like, that's so awesome. And, I try to keep, I'm not going to say like a wholesome TikTok. I mean, I've scrolled through TikTok, like here at the house, and I suddenly got to like mute everything because, everybody, it's like every other word out of their mouth is a swear word. And my 7-year-old is like looking at me, and I'm like, oh, sorry, I'll turn the volume down. Albany. Where am I from? I'm originally from Michigan. Thank you. But I currently live in Virginia. That's where the Army took me. Born and raised in Syracuse. All right. So what have I done so far? I am using Leather Lung medium hold mustache wax. It's coffee scented. Smells amazing. Oh, there's the top. Dry clean mustache. Some of the questions that came up was, why do I use beard oil and mustache wax? No. I'm in Virginia. Oh, yeah. Ontario, Canada. Vancouver. Europe, Czech Republic. Go Buckeyes. Mustache wax is oil soluble, right? So it'll break down if you have oil in your mustache. So here lately, I've been a little afraid because I'll put beard oil and beard balm in right after the shower, and I try like heck to keep the mustache out of it because I don't want to brush the mustache through the beard oil and pick it up, because then it becomes hard to put don't worry, your mustache is just as good as mine. What's your MOS? I was originally 27 Tango, Avenger Systems Repair, then I switched over to 33 Tango, which was Electronic Warfare Systems Repair, and then that became 33 Whiskey. Now it's 35 Tango, I think. Which beard oil do you use today? That's what I'll talk about. Is I use whiskey and ink and lace beard oil. Great smell. So ingredients: Persea Americana avocado oil, apricot kernel oil, argan oil, and then proprietary essential oil blend. So there's 3 that I couldn't read the Latin name or whatever that name was, but it had 3 different oils, and then it has essential oils. So you're looking at anywhere from 4 to 7 to 8 different oils in here. Mustache style, had to cut because it was difficult while eating food. Yeah, that's the hard part. Yes, I am married. That's the hard part, is when it first starts to get over your lip, right? And it's right about this length, it's getting in your mouth. But if you start taking wax and pinching the wax together and start pushing it up and away, you open a small portal to be able to eat without getting the hair in your mouth. So you don't want to chew on the hair because then you break it. I mean, think about it. This hair right here over the middle comes all the way down there. And so if I chewed this off, then there would be a gap, right? And then if I chewed some of this off, there'd be a gap. So it would not look as full as it does, right? And it would limit what I could do. I've seen, and there's nothing wrong with it. I've seen where guys will trim across the upper lip for the same reason, and then they'll just curl the ends. It's still a handlebar mustache. It's not as full as mine, but it's still a handlebar mustache. Slash knot, it's on the sides. 54 Bravo, I saw epic mustache. Nice, thank you. All right, so what have I done? Dry clean mustache, no oils or balms. I've put 4 passes of the leather lung medium hold coffee scented wax in. Now I'm going to start in on this side. So typically what I do is 2 stages. This is the first stage, right? This may not be the finished mustache I make, but I'm training the hair to go back this way, right? So it doesn't tip forward. Now I've got to put wax in on this side. And what I usually do is I'll do 3 passes like this, and then I'll do a 4th one here, let it firm up, and then I'll grab just a little bit of wax and go through. Sometimes I comb it. Just got the part and stash eating now. It's awful. Yeah, it takes a little bit of patience. It took me about 5.5 months before this was long enough to stick up here with wax and get it away from my mouth. Now, if I can find it, the other thing you can do is knife hand, push it up so you're not chewing on it. And it feels funny at first. I have a mustache made, but my 7-year-old likes to take it because it's a mustache on a stick, and it helps push your mustache up and out of the way. So, yeah, yours likes to go forward. So while mine's damp, I blow dry it back. Here's another thing you can do. I got my awesome Pain Train pocket comb. Is if you notice, right, if I comb it, it tends to flare forward, right, on top. I can then comb it from underneath, and it pulls it back just a little bit. That's the same trick I use with rollers, right? I think I can use the green ones, but if I roll it from underneath, it has a tendency to pull the mustache like this. So then I put the roller on top, and what that does is it takes it from here back to here a little bit. So I might do 40 minutes and 15, right? So 40 minutes underneath and then 15 minutes on top. So mine goes backwards, sometimes too far though. So what you may want to do is, if you see how I'm styling it and I go back like this, is start pointing yours a little forward, right? Also, if you twist it, right? If you twist it back, it'll go this way. If you twist it forward, it's going to fall forward. I don't like twisting it because I had one that would go forward, one that would go back. Plus, it put a lot of tension on the skin. And later, if part of it came loose and I needed to run a comb through, right? Now I've got all these hairs that are like, all like this. And as I bring the comb through, I was yanking hairs out. Terminal length in the middle, and it might. And there's nothing wrong against twisting. It's just not the method I prefer to do anymore. All right. So now I'm going to start in on this side. It's clean, it's dry. And I'm going to do the first pass. So I've grabbed more than, all right, let me show you what they recommend. About that much is what the wax makers recommend. You get you a pea size, right? I typically use about that much because I know my mustache is a little bit thicker, and I've been doing this for about 43 months. So if you squish it between your fingers, right? See how sticky it is? Rub it. That's your heat source, right? Coat your fingers. Now, if you look at it, it's not as sticky because it's warm, but as it dries, it's going to firm up, right? Oh, I was supposed to do the other hand. That's all right. I'll do it this way. Because I want to use this hand so that way I can start right here. But that's all right. I'll go back to it. What do you do if your beard doesn't look like hair that you'd like? So one of the things I would ask is, are you staying hydrated? Are you using a beard wash? Are you using beard oils? And are you using beard balms, butters, or creams? So beard washes are less harsh on your face and they won't strip out as much oil. Your face needs a certain amount of oil to be healthy. And the beard washes, I had some out here. Oh, like a beard shampoo is good. Use a beard oil, right? Shake it up. You can put a little bit in your hand, put a little bit down your finger, rub it, put it in at the skin, right? At the skin and the base of the hair. Then you're going to want to use like a beard butter, a beard balm, or a beard cream, right? These are leave-in conditioners, just like the conditioner for your hair. This will help soften up the hair. Make sure that you hydrate. If you're dried out, your hair will be dried out, right? And if you don't want to put too much oil in, but you need a certain amount of oil, start with a little bit, maybe on your finger, rub it together and put it in. If you don't want to put it directly on your finger, put it on a comb or something, you know, a beard comb, and run it through, or a brush. With the balms, they recommend you start from the ear, make your way to the chin, and leave it in during the day. Start with a little bit. If you slop a bunch of this on, it's going to look real greasy and it might drip. Yes, if you go under my odd mustaches playlist, I have a side part mustache in there. I'm not going to do it today though. When I use a beard, when I had a beard, used it. Do you recommend the same for mustaches? Yes, as long as you are not putting wax in for the day. All of the waxes I use, this has beeswax, lanolin, and essential oil, right? So it's natural ingredients. So it's not going to harm my mustache if I leave it in for a day or whatever. But yeah, put all the stuff that you would normally take care of your beard into your mustache. And if you are not styling that day, I call it a maintenance day, right? Opening my mouth to look for hairs. Like I got to trim these guys back because they're below the corner of my mouth. But I'm going to do that when the beard comes off, right? Because if these are in and I open my mouth, they're going to put a lot of tension and they'll pull on the mustache. And I don't want that because it can separate it, right? Like this, it can separate it like that. And I don't necessarily want that. Sorry. I'm like trying to do 8 things here at once. I'll get these guys back together. Now, typically, I'm grabbing the hair with my fingers like this, right? Because I'm trying to align the hairs on top of each other. All right, now we're going to do pass number 3. So let me see. Anyone in the chat who has a beard, definitely get some good beard oil. Yeah, beard oils can really make a difference. Now, there's like 2% of the male population of the world who do not need a beard oil, right? They have naturally oily skin and they've got genes that just have really, really strong facial hair. But the 98% of us, like me and probably the rest of you guys, we need a little bit of help with some beard washes, beard oils, and beard balms. Mine, from 2005 to 2018, this was always dried out. It felt like straw. It was itchy. It was dingy. And so when I started using beard care products, I grew a beard all the way down to here. It was a wonderful experience. And I didn't get as many ingrown hairs. Yeah, it makes it very, very soft. I have extremely oily skin, so you may not need a beard oil, but you may want to look at, say, a beard balm. I would still maybe recommend a beard wash, definitely for the hair, because head shampoos, right? They are designed to strip oil out of your hair because nobody wants oily head hair, right? So we want it to look drier, right? So if you're using that on your face, then you're stripping out those oils, right? So maybe you use a beard wash, like a beard soap bar, a beard shampoo, and then maybe a beard balm. Try it out. But if it feels a little like straw, then maybe add a beard oil, maybe an unscented, which just means it'll be made up of oils, but they won't add a fragrance to it. I grew my mustache for 2 months and it never really got that long. You may have hit terminal length. Genetics and time are the 2 biggest factors. Like mine was patchy and small until I got into my 40s, right? But now that I'm 48, I get hair on my nose, I get hair on my ears. So I get hair in places I don't want. But I'm saying butt a lot, all right? But. Are you staying hydrated? Are you exercising? Are you getting good protein? Are you getting good sleep? So it may come in later. Never know. But there's some people out there that they can grow a phenomenal beard, but no mustache, right? And that's an amazing category. It's a whaler, right? So there's you don't have to have a comically large mustache like mine in order to say, oh, I got a mustache. There's like the chevron, there's the dolly, there's the pencil mustache, there's the boxcar, the cookie duster. There's like 4 different variation or 4 dozen different variations to different mustache categories. And it doesn't have to be this long. Like normally, if you look at my logo, that's an imperial mustache. That's my favorite mustache to make. But my mustache is too long for that right now because the imperial goes from thick to a thin point. And see how this is too long? If I tried to make it into an imperial, it's going to come like way up here to my eye, right? Because it's got that beautiful curve to it like that. And this would be way too long. Balm and oil, more control than wax, in my opinion. Anyways, works best for me. It depends. It depends on your preference. It depends on your style. It depends on your mustache hairs. It depends on what you're trying to get out of it. If you want a more natural look, you don't want it to look like waxy like this, then yeah. I also have, let me grab it. This is a beard wax from Honest Amish. So what this is this is like a beard balm, but it has additional beeswax in it. And what it's really for is when you get those flyaway hairs, right? When you're combing your beard and you get a couple of hairs that just want to rise up, you put a little bit of this in there and it kind of helps keep those down. I've put this in my mustache, put it in a little bit thick and then blow dried it back on cool. And it seems to hold kind of a natural shape. But it's definitely looser than this. So let me see. I'm sure a certain length you would need the wax. Yeah, I would say it's, for the middle as it's getting over the upper lip, you want to get a little bit of wax and start training and getting your technique down to become more proficient in sticking it together. I've had a lot of days that were not good days trying to style my mustache, but in the end they were good days because I learned something, right? Like, don't put beard oil in the mustache and then put mustache wax in because mustache wax is oil soluble. Dude, this stash, love it. Thank you so much. It looks like wax. Yes, I am using a wax from Leatherlung. This is coffee scented and it's a medium hold. So typically like medium holds, you don't need a heat source to get it out. Strong, typically, yes. You heat it up, and then as you put it in, and when it cools, it hardens. So if I wanted to do an English, I probably want to use a strong wax over top of, say, a medium wax. That way it'll stay out instead of sagging. If I do a freestyle, I typically want to have a strong wax. I have a goatee. Do you think that looks good? Also, hello from Germany. Hello, Germany. Yeah, goatee. One of my friends, Aaron Johnston, who works for Honest Amish, he is a world goatee champion. And basically, it's like a long beard, but the hair stops here. It's not allowed to connect back there. And it's down to here. Goatees are awesome. If you get a long mustache and a goatee, there's a category called the musketeer. Those guys dress up like conquistadors and musketeers. And it's a really cool, I think, a really cool category to see. Because not only are you, because the beard will usually be in a point, and then the mustache is in like an English, right? An English can be straight out or it can have a slight bend to it, right? How long did it take for you to grow your mustache? The average length per month for facial hair is about 1/2 inch a month. I am at 43 months. I've had 5 major trims where I've taken off 13.5 inches off of each side. What's your take on bar soap? Oh, I love bar soap. I have several bar soaps. This is Honest Amish. I have some from the Beard Place. Oh, here we go. I have some from Mountaineer brand. I have some from Copper John's. I have some from Beard Brothers. I have 2 different blends from them. They're really, really good. Really good. It just comes down to a preference. I think that this lasts longer. And by that, I mean, I can keep this on the shelf for a lot longer. With a beard shampoo that has different oils in it and stuff, you want to use it every day until it's gone. But I can use this over a year and it'll still be just as effective. Like beard oils, right? Beard oils will kind of lose their scent and effectiveness So you can prolong its shelf life by keeping it in a cool, dry place. Don't put it in the sunlight and all that. So gotta clean the nostril, man. Something hanging out there. Oh, it's just wax. I got a little extra wax, and I'm not done with the mustache. Rocking the handlebar myself took a month. That's awesome. Let me see. Yeah, I had a little white dot. It was a little bit of the mustache wax. Because when I put it on, you see I've got it there. I'm going to try to go back over it and smooth that in. Because what I'm trying to do is get the wax to go in between the hairs. And I don't want to comb the mustache because that will spread it, but it also thins it just a little bit. So let me see. How long are you going to grow your mustache? So my end goal is the World Beard and Mustache Competition in Germany next June. Then after that, I may just grow the beard back out. I'm not sure. Bottom left. Well, I got to figure out which side is which. Because, and I'm not done with the mustache. It's reversed, right? Because you can see the letters are backwards. I forget how to switch it around. If I tap here, oh, you guys are talking right there. Yeah, it's a little wax underneath. A little wax underneath. Enjoy the likes. Thank you so much. What's your advice to people first starting to grow a mustache? Grow a beard. Grow a beard. And the reason I say that is if you just have a mustache, you're going to try to clean around it as you shave. And next thing you know, you're going to like, oh, it's, you got something on my lip? Might be a little hair. But you're like, oh, it's not even. Let me clean it up. Oh, it's not even. Let me clean it up. Let me clean it up. Let me clean it up. And then you got a little sliver and you're just taking everything off. I noticed with a dark mustache that the wax shows bad. Any advice? There are some colored waxes. Check out my friends at Firehouse Mustache, Moustache. They have darker blends. And what it is I think, here's their dark. Now this should be brown. Right? Oh, my hands are... I've used this quite a lot, so some of the wax on the inside is a little sticky. So see how that's brown? And that's Firehouse. Let me grab, if I had their tacky handy. Yes. Now the tacky... Oh, my goodness. See how dark that is? This might be better for a darker mustache. I know that the dark, when I use it, gives my blonde mustache a bronzy kind of color. But talk to them, and they might be able to put something in there that doesn't show up so light like this. So let me see. I like your curve. Yeah, I hit my shoulders quite a lot when I have it sticking out more. All right, so let me recap. I'm not trying to offend you here, but do you care for all the gray hairs? It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. Mine come in white. I mean, what am I going to do, right? Just one of the things. I don't think I'll be able to grow that big blonde beard. You can see some of the hairs are a little red in here. And it was beautiful blonde with red streaks in it. I don't think that's ever going to come back. Dr. Squatch, yeah, they have good soap for your head. How do I sleep? I just ball a pillow up like that. Or I'll bend it. How do I eat? Style it like this, and I have no problems. All right, I'm going to recap. Dry clean mustache. When I started, I did blow dry it. I have bent the tips just a tiny bit back towards my ears. That's to fight it tipping forward. I am using the medium coffee scented, and it does smell good, mustache wax from Lung Leather. What I've done is 4 passes of the wax in stage 1, and this is what I call like a basic shaping or base shaping, right? This may not be the style I finish with. And I did rub the wax a lot to make it more pliable. Starting here, I went out, and then on the 4th pass, I tried to get some wax back here to grab some of these looser hairs. So now I'm going to go into stage 2. Where do you trim your neck? Cut mine too short. When I had a big long beard, I just tried to go even with the ear, and then I would just down to about here. Now, if you plan on competing, there are some categories that require the hair go up more, and there's other categories that require that you actually use hair from down here, right? In a big beard. If you're trimming it way up here like a bootstrap, your beard's not going to be one of those big beards, a big full beard. You need hair from in here to just fill it in from behind. Otherwise, it'll get down to here and it'll be see-through, right? But if you just let it all grow, it's so much easier to let it all grow for about a year. and then go, okay, where do I need to shore it up at? Do you ever trim gray hairs on your mustache? Nah, I don't mess with them. I'm not even worried about it, right? I think it looks good. So now I'm getting ready to go into stage 2, which is I'm going to take a little bit of wax. That's a little less than what I used before, if you guys remember, right? Now, what I'm going to do with this, because this is its room temperature consistency. It's firm, right? So I'm only going to rub it a little bit. Now, if you remember before, when I rubbed it a bunch, it made my fingers really white. So this, I'm just going to kind of put on because it's going to be a little stickier. It's going to grab any loose hairs. And what it's going to do too is it's going to set a little faster. And I'm going to try to make a cooler mustache, I guess. I'm trying to bend it. But you see how the hairs are trying to separate? Now see, if I was trying to make an imperial, which is my favorite mustache to make, this is too long. Look at it. It's up there at my eye, right? That would be too long. And a good imperial, in my opinion, goes from thick to a thin point, you know, and it's tapered. And this is too long, and it's like one thickness from like here all the way to like there. And I don't care for that. I'm gonna bring it down just a little. Now I'm gonna bend it over. And I'm trying to make sure that my fingers aren't overly tacky, right? Especially these ones. It's good to clean your hands off. Why? If your fingers are overly tacky, what can happen is as you're making an adjustment like this, right? Let me show you. My finger is stuck to the mustache, right? So if I had too much and it was really sticky and I was holding while I was doing this, I in the past have pulled my mustache apart. Full beard, just fine, but always trim fairly short. Goatee, long part. Haven't tried any angry beards. I don't think I've tried any angry beards. I'm not even sure I've heard of them. Not even sure I've heard of them. So I have not, I'm going to say. All right. See, what I'm trying to do is correct it too. I want it to go down a little bit and then into a curve. And then maybe I'll push this end over. It's either that or I have to pull it out and push it up. Because what I'm trying to do is to stop it from going flat. I want it to go from thicker to thinner. All right, sorry guys. I know I see comments coming through, but I'm trying to get this. See, I'm grabbing some of those hairs back there. All right. So I'm going to get my hands clean. And I may just want to bend this over. All right. If I do that, I can push it up like that. And it's a little bit sticky, so I might be able to stick it to my cheek and get it to stay right there. And I got a little bit to fix here. But that looks pretty good so far, right? It's definitely something different than this, right? And I won't bump it on my shoulder as much. Do you have a routine for cleaning your mustache? Yes. Typically what I do, and you can use any beard oil, but this is my dedicated wax remover. About 20 minutes before I get into the shower, I'll drip a couple drops in, work it in. What that does is it starts to break down the mustache wax, right? Because mustache wax is oil soluble. It loosens it up, and then I comb it a little bit, get some of the gunk out, and then the beard wash will typically, finish the rest, because beard washes generally will have various oils in them, which helps with the finishing to take it out. Just a little bit, right? And I'm trying to make sure this hand is not overly sticky, because this is going to be like maybe my holding hand, and I might push it around. So I'm going to take this. Just a little bit, right? Remember how white it got before? I don't want it to do that. I want it to stay sticky. So I'm trying to grab those last little hairs. Oh man, it smells good too. All right, so if I look over here, it starts to come up around here. And I'm like pulling down and pinching and pushing up at the same time. It's not an exact science. And generally I'll have to adjust, but trying to get it as close as possible. This part seems to be a little thicker than this part. And see this? This goes in and then goes out. This goes straight out. And it's just something I fight with. Once I get generally the same shape, I'll try to pinch it in, push it down a little bit, take a step back, look for symmetry. The side needs to go up a little bit. Sorry, I see there's like comments flying by, but trying to get these two guys to look somewhat similar. I mean, this is one of the reasons I trimmed it this morning. I put out a little video. I took off just a tiny bit off of the ends. And this is where you try to make them look like each other. This side needs to come down a little. And this is where, as I was saying, pointing the tips back and letting them harden up a little bit. What is my favorite beard balm? There's so many out there, and it comes down to preference. It's like asking me what my favorite food is. And then I say, oh, I like this. And you're like, oh, I don't like that, you know? Like, I don't like mushrooms, but some of you guys might love mushrooms, right? So if I tell you, hey, mushrooms are the best, and, you know, you might go, no, they're not. See, that's killing me right there. I'm going to have to fix that. It was just, that was crossing over. I'll get it here in a minute. I'm trying to figure out where these hairs go. But I'm really trying to get these guys right here to look semi-symmetrical. Push this down a little bit, pull it out a little, and back a little. Get those cheek hairs out of the way. Right there, trying to get those guys. It's starting to come together. You think I look like a gent? Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, just going to take a little bit again. Sorry for bothering you so many questions. I just want a mustache too like yours. Practice patience and repetition when it comes to styling. See how I put just a little bit on? But I didn't do it so much that my fingers are super coated. Because when I put this on, oh, you little booger, look at that. See what it did? I want it to be tackier so that it grabs any loose hairs like these guys, right? And I think they belong over on this side. And I want it to set faster. And when I say set, I mean come back to room temperature so that it's more of that consistency. What's a beard oil? A good beard oil, what is the prize in Germany? Oh, for a world's competition? It's not any money, but I mean, you know, Worlds only happens every couple of years. You compete on the stage with like the best from around the world. What is a good beard oil to start with? It comes down to your preference and availability. So this is like a really good beard oil, Honest Amish. I believe you can find this right at Walmart, right? You can go into Walmart and find this. What you really want to do is you want to look and see if they list out the oils. Ingredients: avocado oil, virgin pumpkin seed oil, sweet almond oil, right? How many is that? That's 4. Apricot kernel oil, that's 5. Golden jojoba oil, there's 6. Virgin argan oil, there's 7. And kukui oil, there's 8 different oils, right? The more the better. You just put, you know, squeeze it, put a little bit along your finger, you know, like for this length, yeah. Run it along your finger or maybe along your hand like this. Rub it between your fingers and rub it in at the base of the skin and the bottom of the hair. Then I would say maybe if they do have it at Walmart, oh, it's under my wax, is they also carry beard balms. These are leave-in conditioners. Wispy, thinner sides, any tips. Leave them for now. set you a time limit and grow out everything and then go back and reassess. What I will tell you is if you want to compete, okay, the big competitions have very strict guidelines for mustaches and beards and everything, and you can look them up online, definitely. But here's what I know from nationals. You cannot have any other facial hair, okay? You cannot have any hair from below the corner of the mouth. So these guys have to get going, but I'm going to get them when I take the beard off. You can also, they measure it from the corner here out 3/4 of an inch. So you can't be drawing hair from back here. So that everybody at least is on the same level playing field. Now, you can have a lot of hair up here, right? But they measure from the corner going outward, drawing hair, because if you're drawing from hair from down here, you would be in what's called a partial beard category, like a Hulk Hogan type. There's some other ones that really come out that are beautiful, but they are partial beards. Sorry. So I would set a time-oriented goal with those wispy ones and then reevaluate, right? Always give it 3 weeks to a month to see if anything changes. Keep styling, with your routine. You might be able to hide them. Like one side of my mustache, the hairs are longer through here, I think over here. They're not as long here. So what I do is I'll squish this side in a little bit so at least it looks somewhat symmetrical. How much does a beard and mustache grow a month? The average, now this is the average, some are more, some are less, is about 1/2 inch a month. So it's a long game, right? That's why I always say, set a time-oriented goal of 6 months, 9 months, or a year. Don't cut anything. Take care of it. Use your beard shampoos, beard soap bars, so that it's less harsh on your face. Use your beard oils on the skin and the base of the hair. And then you want to use your beard balms, which are leave-in conditioners. Beard balms, beard butters, all that stuff. It's going to help keep it soft and healthy. Hydrate, exercise, eat your protein. That can definitely help improve. Because if you're not hydrated, right, the hairs may not be hydrated. And if they dry out, they tend to split at the end, right? You get split ends. And there's nothing you can really do other than cut it off, the ends. But if you don't take care of it, what will happen is the split will run all the way down to the bottom and you'll get a dead hair. Is my beard coming back? Only until the end of this month. It's for a collaborative video shoot. Do I like soccer? Yeah, I played soccer a lot as a kid when I grew up in California. So what care kit brands do you recommend? I work with a lot of wonderful companies. If you go to my drum page, which is accessible via my bio, my link in my profile, right? There's a lot of amazing companies out there and some discount codes. Save yourself a little bit of money. I do not believe that I have a discount code with Honest Amish, but I stand by their stuff. I've used it. Wonderful stuff, from beard soap bars to beard oils to mustache waxes, lip balms, beard waxes, all kinds of wonderful stuff. What do you guys think? You think it's good? I got a little loose hair there. It's not bad. I mean, I think I could try to push this side over a little bit more. I could get just a little bit more wax and try to bend it over. Yeah, let me do that. Let me bend it over. See if I can't get them. Sometimes what this will do, by bending it like this and tucking the hair in, is the hair will pop out later, but it'll maintain this shape right there, right? So I could just leave it like this, kind of like a figure 8. What do you win in the competitions? Well, you don't win any money. Trophies are cool. This is my first place USA National Handlebar Mustache Champion ribbon. A lot of recognition, a lot of clout that goes around. Nobody really knew who I was. And then when I became the national champion, a lot of amazing companies wanted to send me test products. So it's definitely helped. Plus, I got to be in a bare knuckle boxing film, right? All right, how do I fix patchy spots in my beard? What I would do is I would tell you to go over and check out Beard Laws. I think he's talked to this a lot. But the general rule is if you have a little patchy spot, let the other hair grow over it for now. Mine was patchy and didn't fill in until I got to 40. Where's the flagging of beer? What? It's usually at these competitions. There's usually somewhere to drink close by, and a bunch of wonderful guys. You raise a lot of money for charities. Dustin Hoffman's Hook decided to grow a bigger mustache. Oh, I remember. Oh, yeah. Dustin Hoffman was Hook, and Robin Williams was Peter Panning, right? So, what do you guys think? Got to give a shout out to Lung Leather for their amazing coffee-scented medium wax. This stuff is awesome. You guys think I did a good job? Who's ready to style their own mustache, right? Start tagging me. Oh my gosh. I've been on here so long, I totally forgot. Thank you all. We hit 1 million on Friday. The Elliott Nation is 1 million strong. If you would have told me that I would have 1 million followers when I joined TikTok in April of 2020, I think it was, I'd be laughing at you. I started a TikTok because I was going to be in a bare knuckle boxing film, and Jacob Ames, who played Alexander the Brain, had like 200,000 followers. So I thought, I'll get a TikTok, and then maybe he and I could do a couple of videos together, and it blew up. How do you get money from sponsors? Now, if you get a large enough following, right, like say here on TikTok, you can maybe do a sponsored ad campaign, right? So what that is if you get a large enough following and you get into the sponsor pool, companies can reach out to you and say, you have great engagements. We want to pay you X amount of money per 10,000 views up to this limit to use our product for an ad campaign. Some of the big guys that are known worldwide, like through the world competitions, they sign exclusive deals with companies. A buddy of mine, he had an exclusive deal with a razor company, and he got paid some good money to only use their stuff and to promote it. So am I going to keep the mustache forever? I don't know. I might. My fear is if this comes off, I think it's going to come back very much like this. And it's still got some blonde in it. But I might do like a complete regrow after Worlds, right? And, step through the process and, show everybody that you can get through the growing pains. It takes patience. You can't go out and put an apple seed in the ground and expect to come out tomorrow and find a big tree with, full of apples. So you have to give your facial hair some time. Mine had a very ugly duckling stage from month 5 to month 10. And that's where the hair here got long enough. It grew together and was doing like this. So what I found out to do, it took me about 3 months to figure it out. I wasn't doing it. I got a round brush and I was brushing it up and under like this, up and out from underneath, and it fanned it out a little. And once I started doing that all day, it went down. I'll post a photo in my story later showing the beard if you guys are interested. So once again, thank you guys so much. The Elliott Nation hit 1 million followers on Friday. And it was like a downhill race, man. We went fast that day. I think we went up like 4,000 strong in one day. That was pretty awesome. Thank you. This is Leather Lung. This is their medium coffee scented. All right, how long did it take you to get to that point? I'm at about 3 inches in my mustache after about 4 months. Okay, so the average length growth per month is about a ½ inch, right? I'm at 43 months with 5 major trims. What I would recommend is don't trim anything. Hydrate yourself, exercise, use a beard wash, use beard oils, and use beard balms. Beard balms are leave-in conditioners. That will allow your hair, your facial hair, to grow to its fullest potential. If it seems a little bit patchy, mine was too until I hit my 40s, but be careful. I get hair on my nose now. I get hair on my ears. I get hair on my shoulders. So, you got to be careful what you wish for. All right, guys, let me get off of here. I need to go to Tractor Supply and go get some bird feed. But I thought I would come on and say thank you to you guys once again for us getting to 1 million strong. I truly do appreciate it. So any tips to grow a mustache? Grow a beard for 6, 9, or 12 months. Don't trim anything, and definitely take care of it, right? Because then the journey will be good. The last time I shaved, I want to say, was June 22nd. I'm not even at 2 months. This is soft. I started using beard oil from day 1, and it pretty much got rid of the beard stubble itch. And this is like really, really soft. right? And I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. But it's coming off probably at the end of this month. All right, guys, let me get off here. Thank you guys so much. I love you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, everybody. Happy Sunday. We hit 1 million. So, yeah. Oh, you've been with me since the beginning. Thank you so much to all of you. If I could get all of you in one big city, I would run a marathon and shake every one of your hands.